Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Lover Pretend, continuing Riku's route, and now we're full on faking our relationship with him. Bird, simmer down. What you doing? Anyway, so yeah, we just finally caved after he blackmailed us and was gonna make a video anyway, so we were doing this whether we liked it or not, and so here we are. So this is your room. Nishijima curiously looked all around my tiny one-room apartment. That's right. Several days had passed since we got engaged. I really feel like that should have been in quotes. There you go. Please settle down. In order to fool Nishijima's father, we had to act the part, so we decided to start preparing early. This was the first step, inviting him into my home. It's pretty cramped. And? I'm on my own, so it's fine. It's easy to clean as well. Oh, by the way, what's your family like? You know, like who's around, who isn't? I know we agreed to this, but he really doesn't hold back. His abrupt question had thrown me off, but I answered regardless. I mean, that's fair. Like, oh, let me know about your family. So what's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Could you imagine? Like, I'm going to pretend to be someone's fiance, and they're like, oh yeah, well, her dad. Oh, my dad died. You should know that. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, it's a fair fucking question. My mom, a screenwriter, died when I was in elementary school. My grandma died when I was in high school, and my dad was never there. So is your mom the reason you want to become a screenwriter? Partly. Nishijima's tone was sympathetic, but the corner of his lips turned up as he nodded. Nice. A college student, all alone in the world, but chasing her dream to be a screenwriter just like her mom. A coincidence unites the two of us, and as time passes, I learn more about you. I find myself wanting to support you. Now that's a convincing story. With your acting skills, it could turn out to be a tearjerker. Yeah, but the dialogue and the plot shouldn't get too dark. Could you make it more of an inspirational story? Wait, what? Why are you surprised? You're writing the script for this project. Huh? I don't know what my father will say to stop us, but you can make that up. We can always ad-lib those parts. Wait a second, you never said anything about... I'm helping you write a romance story. Ugh. As I struggled for words, Nishijima slowly paced around my room. He stopped in front of my bed. It's pretty small. Well, it should be enough space anyway. Enough space? For what? Girl, don't ask. You ain't ready. What do you think? The things lovers do, of course. Pardon? I like how we're pretending to be lovers, but that doesn't mean we're having sex, Riku. Jesus. When we're going to be married, surely we would have gone that far already. We would? I like how she's like, we would? Look, not everybody saves themselves for marriage. It ain't the 1800s anymore, girl. Jesus. There's not most people. A lot of people have sex on the first date. Some people only on the third. Like, not everybody gets to like, okay, we're dating. We haven't even held hands. We're engaged. Now we can hold hands. Not everybody. I mean, it'd be nicer if you could go like that. Because, like, the sex pressure, you're like, I'm not into that. That's not fun. But, like, I mean, he ain't wrong. Like, girl, I mean, most people... I mean, this isn't a Tome game, so of course we're gonna be chaste and wait. But, like, you get a little bit of your freak on, okay? Just saying. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, girl, you know what he's talking about. Don't say that. He's gonna graphically explain it to you. But, like, in, like, textbook definitions. That's disappointing to hear. Nishijima turned to me, a solemn expression on his face. It's vital that this performance feels real. If you're lacking inspiration, I'll do what I can to help. I'm not really sure how you're going to help me in this situation, and I'm afraid to ask. He took a step toward me. Then another. Stop joking! I don't need your help, and don't come any closer! As I shrank away from him, Nishijima gave me a very annoyed look. We're not being really good at pretending to be his lover if we can't just let him get near us. Did he just sigh? Let me remind you that my father's also an actor. If that's all it takes to upset you, you'll never fool him. Don't disappoint me. Uh, oh my god. Did you just get hotter? You just... The glare, the angry look, and then don't disappoint me? How? How dare you? The lion, the witch, and the audacity of this bitch, but I am here for that! I am so turned on right now. Like, god damn it, Riku. Could you glare at me like that while you pin me to a wall and then say shit like this to me? Don't disappoint me. Oh, okay. Hi. Sorry. But I don't think your kind of help is exactly... Not for you. That's not what I mean. It's just that it's... You really are funny. He goes from that intense don't disappoint me to like, you're funny. You are like flipping switches more than a toddler with a light switch. Like over there, like, whoa. Like some toddler just discovered the light switch in your brain because it's like on and off, and you're crazy. What? You really thought I was going to do something to you? Oh wait, you really thought I was going to do something to you, didn't you? Huh? And the most I was talking about was what you might expect for a performance. Like pinning you down on the bed. I could go in for a kiss, but probably no further, right? Hey, maybe a kiss will do you some good. It might open up a new door for you. I don't need any doors open, thank you very much. He doesn't want to open doors. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Let me be clear. If you do anything weird without my permission, I'm calling off the engagement on the spot. But lovers would hold hands and kiss, so... Although you could just be like, I'm a little shy, and I think it's awkward to kiss in front of people. I'm not into PDA. That's fine, but holding hands, you're gonna have to do, girl. I'm the writer here, so how's this for the script? There'll be no premarital congress in our engagement! Well, that's no fun. Premarital congress? What era are you from? How much premarital congress have you been having, Riku? Like, Sana I expect to be, like, premarital congressing all around. He's giving his congress to everybody. He's just... But... And yet, he's probably not. He just acts like it. And then he's like, what? No. Like... Like, it would be really funny if Riku was the actual whore. Nishijima appeared to be enjoying himself, yet my guard was up. I mean, with him you kind of have to. Like, it's funnier that your guard has to be higher with Riku than it did with Sana. As I'm just... I won't last long at all if I believe everything he says. I gradually sank into his scowl, and Nishijima looked at me as if he'd thought of something. If we're so close, we can't be calling each other by our last names all the time. Wait, do you have any nicknames? Not really. Then I'll call you Spacey like I did at our read-through. And you can speak more casually from now on. We're way beyond that, aren't we? Nishijima peered at my face, and I started babbling. I can't. I'm also working as your assistant. I have to act like I normally do. Well, you have a point, but we'll make it work, Spacey. When he calls me that, it reminds me of the read-through. Hey, I just remembered! That video you took, did you delete it? No. What? He's gonna watch it back one point and be like, when she says she loves me in this video, I believe it, and it makes my heart tingle. I have no doubt that he's gonna watch that at some point and get some kind of feelings. Don't worry. It's not like I'm going to show it to anyone. Not as long as you continue to be my fiancé. How can he say that with a straight face? Riku, you have such a wonderful personality. Oh, you're going to call me by my first name then. I like it. It sounds natural. I like how we were just like, you have a wonderful personality. And he didn't get the sarcasm. See? Fucking robot. I can't even be sarcastic with him. Sometimes I wanted to see just how his brain worked. The man's a robot. It's all computer chips in there. But I don't have time for that now. Oh my god. Something is wrong with my eyeball. My contact's all blurry and I can't, like... I'm rubbing my eye and it's not getting better. I was stuck in my room, alone with a crazy guy, and that had to come first! He is crazy. But by the way, it's almost October! Good job, Captain Obvious. True. And? Professor Asagi's hard at work writing. What are you talking about? Oh, the movie. Yep, I'm excited to see how the story turns out. I think they're announcing the cast soon. Yeah, they have to work out the schedules, though, so the actors will be notified next month. Oh, so the announcement is in November? You haven't heard anything? No one's told me anything. I'm looking forward to it. Sure. I really want to read his script as soon as it's done. It's gonna be so good. Professor Asagi never disappoints. You've got some nerve talking about some other guy to your brand new fiancé. Some other guy? It's not like that at all. This is useless. I've never had a knack for making engaging conversation. I know, we just need to get out of here. Riku, if we're engaged, don't we need an engagement ring? Why don't we go get it now? Man, we're all in. You mean, right now? Yes, it's only midday and it's a good opportunity. Yeah, you're right. A ring shopping will make a nice first date. Yes, that was totally smooth. We can find a decent, reasonably priced ring while we're at it. He's gonna get me some giant fucking cocktail ring. Or so I thought. Spacey, what's your favorite designer? Tiffany's? Cartier? Huh? Is it some other designer? I don't know a whole lot about them. It's not that. You just brought that up out of nowhere. And both Tiffany's and Cartier are way too expensive. But diamonds are a girl's best friend, right? He is such... I'm sorry, but if we get to the end of his route and he does not reveal that he's a fucking alien or an actual goddamn robot, I am gonna flip this bitch. Like, seriously, no. There is no way you are not a goddamn fucking android. How do you not know how people work at all? I mean, I understand being like, well, women are confusing. Like Kazuma, women are confusing. Sure. But like, Riku, you don't understand how to people. You know? I mean, I loved him before, and I love his angry look, and I love his pouty face. I love the glasses. You know, that's incognito. No one will recognize him. Again, Clark Kent effect. I get it. I get it, Riku. I get what you're going for. It works. It really doesn't. But like, seriously, I love the robot characters, so I just love him more and more every single time he proves that he's not a fucking human being. There is no way we come out of this and he's just a normal person. Like, no, he's like, oh yeah, we can't be siblings, and even if we were, it doesn't matter because my father created me in a lab. There is no way two people having sex created you. Your father created you in a lab. There is no way you're an actual human being. Maybe your father was abducted by aliens and impregnated. I don't know. Is it The Sims? Or is that what we're playing here? Because there is no way you're a human being. I swear. Where's that reveal? I know it's an Utano Prince-sama. You're like, he's such a robot. Literally. Oh, holy shit. Which is perfect! And we need that in more games. We can't play that one because it'll never get localized, right? You know? To some, perhaps, but this isn't even a real engagement. There's no need to spend that much. Our different perspectives vexed me, but Riku just stroked his chin and thought. I didn't mention this before, but I think I saw a piggy bank in there. Oh! The kind where you insert 500 yen at a time. Yes, and? Could you be... Are you actually a bit of a cheapskate? Cheapskate! No, Riku, some people aren't rich and they have to learn to budget! Oh my god, he doesn't... Oh my god, okay, you know what? Now I changed... Okay. I realize, it's not that you're a robot, Riku. It's that you're so fucking rich you don't fucking understand. It's like those people who are so rich that when you're like, I'm gonna make brownies, and you whip out the box, they just don't understand when there's powder in there, and you're like, I don't understand. You didn't just open, like, no, sweetie, you have to put the ingredients together and make them. They don't just magically appear. But they just don't know that, because, you know, food just magically appears. You don't know how to make box brownies. You don't understand. Like, because you're just that fucking far away from normal human beings. Yeah, that kind of shit. You're that fucking rich that you don't understand that budgeting and making sure I can pay my bills and not be homeless isn't me being a cheapskate. Holy fucking shit! Holy shit! My god! Wow, you're astounding! Now that would annoy me more. You being a robot and not understanding how to human is one thing, but being so rich that you don't understand that, like, bananas don't cost $10 over there, Lucille, Jesus Christ. What does one banana cost, Michael? $10? That's what you think? Like, cheapskate. Someone who's extremely stingy with money and is abnormally fixated on gathering more. Most of us are abnormally fixated on gathering more, you know, so that we can survive. What? A cheapskate? I just like to save up and be frugal. Okay, sure, I get it. Stop it. Don't give me that look like you're so superior. It's fine. Money is nothing to sneeze at. He smiled gently as if to calm me down, but I continued to pout, a little annoyed by him. Exactly. Well, let's find a ring that's cheap but good. And don't you think my father will be suspicious if I got my own fiancé some cheap ring? Riku seemed insistent, so I thought it over again. No, because you want to quit acting. So you would realize the value in buying something less expensive to save the money that you have to invest in your future of doing whatever it is that you want to do that you haven't told me about yet. Even though we had that conversation. Yes, I have a dream. Okay, cool. And then we don't ask what it is and nobody tells us. So, like, loophole right there. I know they're saving that for later, but, like, maybe we should have known that before now. But still, you could easily convince your dad of that. I'm only a student and I have no family. Your future's pretty uncertain too, right? Good. Thank you, game. Instead of her being like, well, I just don't think I want a big ring. So no, she's doing the logic approach, which is, doesn't this make more sense? Then maybe it makes more sense that we're being cautious with our money. It'll show that we're really thinking this through. I suppose you have a point. It sounds convincing. See? Let's go then. We'll aim for somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 yen. That is really cheap. 1,000 yen? And that sounds way too low. Seriously. That's like $10. That's not even like... Wait, isn't it? Yeah, because 100 yen is roughly $1. It's not quite exactly. It's like 97 cents or some shit, but like, or something like that. But it's like roughly, you just move the decimal over 2 places, and that's roughly estimate. So it'd be like... That's fucking absurd. Go for at least 10 to 20, that's a couple $100. You know what I mean? Because you could get good lab created shit. I have a lot of lab created cocktail rings that I used to buy for myself. Like, and they were like $100, $200. You know, so you're like, oh, okay, I'll drop $200 on this like crazy cocktail ring that I could slap a bitch with. And it's like lab created. But that's what I like, the giant crazy cocktail rings. And like for a little while I was like, that's what I spent my money on. Like when I had like some money to spare. You know what I mean? I used a credit card, so saying. Don't do that. But you know what I mean? Like some people invest in like, I bought myself really fancy cheese or something. But like, you could get a decent bacon ring for a couple $100. But like $10? Why don't you just take a quarter and go to the machine over there and get a plastic one? Unless you just want something that's like silver or something. You know what I mean? That's not like a diamond or whatever. So that makes more sense, but... Riku stood there confused as my eyes gleamed. are you talking about? That much will get you a very decent lunch. Right. Well, I'll leave it to you then. I'll get you a decent lunch. Riku's face is like, okay, I know I don't understand how, like, not rich people work, but girl, I don't think you understand how jewelry works. Let's start at that stall over there. We went in a couple of shops until we found one with a pretty design and a good price. Yep, I think this'll do the trick. Are you sure about that? This is the one. We can split the price. And don't worry about that. It's supposed to be an engagement ring. You wait outside while I buy it. He's gonna propose right in the middle of the fucking street. Take his glasses off. Okay, I'm back. Thank you for paying for it. Well, let's go. Huh? I assumed he was gonna hand me the ring now, but he hurried away, walking briskly. It's gotta be a beautiful place. The man knows. He's an actor. He knows it's gotta be romantic. But what about the ring? Please, I can't just hand you a ring right outside the store I bought it from. See, I appreciate my fake fiancé because he's thinking through shit. Making it romantic. If I gotta have a fake engagement, at least make it romantic. You know, because my real one, the one time it happened, was really not, so... I've mentioned it was on April Fool's Day, but it was also in the bathroom. In the bathroom. Of our house. But, like, in the bathroom. With no ring, by the way. We got that after the fact. So it really just feels like a really bad April Fool's Day joke that I fell for. And then it was like, oh, shit, she thinks it's real. I guess I'm stuck now. I kind of just am starting to really feel bamboozled. I mean, does sound like a good ass. You know, when you tell people shit like this, they're like, no, the fuck? Yeah. Also, our Justice of the Peace didn't show up on our wedding day. Yeah. So, if that's not a sign that you shouldn't get married, I don't know what else is. Oh, or walking down the aisle with my dad just thinking, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, over in my head. Not, oh my god, I'm so excited. It's like, shit, 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 shit. No, yeah, no, those are bad signs. Or the Justice of the Peace that I paid for didn't show up. Didn't call, didn't notify anyone. My parents were on the, he called and canceled them so they wouldn't show up so you couldn't get married. But I feel like when I contacted the Justice of the Peace and was like, oh my fucking, like, what the shit? You know what? He would have been like, your fiance canceled? You know what I mean? He wouldn't have lied. I don't think my ex-husband was smart enough and, well, he was definitely a conniving bastard. But I don't think he would have been, you know, like, charming enough to get some random person to lie for him. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But luckily, the place we got married always had a woman that used to do a lot of their weddings and stuff like that. They called her, and she grabbed her coat in the middle of the grocery store and came bolting over. So she was there in her little robe with her jeans on. So good for her for showing up. But, like, what the shits? So, like, I don't know. There were just red flags everywhere telling me not to do this. You know? There were others, but, you know. I'm just saying, if a fake fiance actually bought me a ring and wanted to not just hand it to me outside the store, I'm here for it, okay? This is way better than a real one, any real proposal I've had, which has literally only been that one. So I'm just saying, you can only go up from there. If I ever got married again, at least the bar is so fucking low for that next person that they really only have to do, like, the smallest, tiniest bit of minimal effort, and it's still going to be astounding and amazing. So if we went shopping for a ring, it was $10, and you just gave it to me outside the store, still better. I'm just saying. You know? Like, why not? I don't mind. Have you seen my last proposal, Riku? Come on. And just follow me. Where is he taking me? I like the fact that he's actually trying to make it nice and legitimate. Good job for him. Eventually we arrived at the planetarium? Wow. I haven't been to a planetarium in so long. Oh my god, it's like, because my name is Spacey and you know that I like outer space. And that, oh my god, Riku, stop, yes. I'll marry you. I can't believe this is fake. It's just so amazing. Like, punch me right in the heart, Riku. I'm glad it's not crowded. Let's sit over there. Okay. It was a weekday, so there was hardly anyone there. We almost had the place to ourselves. I love this. Riku and I sat in the seats furthest to the back. Thanks for paying for the tickets, too. Well, the ring was much cheaper than I was expecting. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. Sure, but I thought I should at least do this much. Spacey, give me your left hand. Oh my god, do we get a CG of this? I hope we do. I looked at his face. He was smiling pleasantly, but his voice was serious. No one had ever said that to me before, but I slowly extended my left hand to him, like on TV shows. Oh, he's putting the ring on my finger under the beautiful frickin' planetarium stars. I'm gonna cry. This is the most beautiful thing in the world. They're right here. Now I can never, ever fall in love again because now you gotta, this is, like, if you're gonna get married, now you have to do it this way because now my fake fiance at least did this. I'm just saying. Oops. At that moment, the lights in the room went out one by one. It's about to begin. We can finish this later. I tried to pull my hand back. Forget that. He was whispering as he pulled my hand toward him. White screen means CG! Look at his such a cute little ring. Ugh. He's so intense. And there's the, oh my god. Okay, it's not my favorite Riku CG. Like, I think we've had other ones where he looks more beautiful. But I think it's my favorite in the game just for the fact that it's Riku. He's putting a ring on my finger. And we're at the planetarium. Like, could you get any more beautiful? So, like, I'm just saying, game, what I'm gonna need from you is after we get to the end and we're really in love, I'm gonna need him to take us back to the planetarium and be like, this is where we first pretended to get engaged, but I think it should be real now. And that's what I need. I need to bring it full circle and come back here and be like, remember when we came here to get fake engaged? And he's like, do it for real. You have to. You have to full circle this shit. Okay, I'll take nothing less. I'll accept whatever the game gives me, but I'm just saying, because I got no choice in the matter, but I'm just saying it would be a missed opportunity not to full circle it. Spacey, I'm actually really grateful you're here with me. We met, we made a show together, we went to a festival, and now we've even become scammers. For a minute, I thought it was going to be a fake proposal, but this is like a real fake proposal. It's not like, I'm just saying lines in case people hear me. It's like, nope, this is legit. I love it. Thanks to you, I'm closer to my dream. Thank you. Riku's gentle gaze drew my eyes to him, and all I could manage was a raspy murmur. Riku really is beautiful. I mean, he is. My eyes were transfixed on him as he continued to smile gently. And then there's also space behind him. It's like the greatest thing ever. You might not realize this, but you're the most important person to me. Huh? Everyone out there knows me as an actor, but you're the only one who knows I'm trying to quit acting and follow a different path. I thought for a second, I'm like, we went from being honest and real to being like, are we going fake? But we're the most important person to him because we know a little bit about his secret. We don't know the whole thing, but like, it's actually kind of sad, but adorable. Spacey, you're the only one I feel comfortable talking to. I didn't want just anybody. I chose you because it had to be you, and you agreed to play along with me. So in sickness and in health, I swear to cherish you, Spacey, until the day we realize our dreams. I know we're only faking it, but it's still the most romantic fucking proposal ever. He slowly slid the engagement ring along my left ring finger. This was all fake, of course. It was only a prop to trick Riku's father. But it almost feels as if we're actually exchanging vows. I truly hope you reach your goal. I'll do my best to support you until then. Huh? So, are you rooting for me? That's what you really want, isn't it? It is. If you're this serious about it, I'll support you as your fiancé. You can do it. Oh! Oh! And then the see Jesus with that little soft smile. Stop it. It was beautiful before, but now it's perfect. Look at his just innocent little. Stop it. That has to be real. That's not. He's like, oh, here's my beautiful smile. That's like. This is like. Oh, like a real, genuine little smile. Stop it. I am gonna die. Thanks. Looks like I found a really good fiancé. Riku's smile as he said that was different from his usual expression. It almost seemed as if he were close to tears. Because someone believes in him, we're like, I'm rooting for you. I'll support you. And we mean it. And he's like, no one's ever tried to support me before. I mean, your dad supports you, but only if you live up to his expectations. So, like, I get it. Eventually, the planetarium display ended. I looked down at the ring he'd slid onto my finger. It made my heart race for a moment there. Mine stopped beating altogether. I think I'm dead. This would make a wonderful scene if I could get it down on paper. I lightly stroked the ring. It was slightly cold, which compelled me to keep touching it. It means he's going to help me learn about writing romantic scenes, too. I grinned and faced Riku. Riku, thank you so much for earlier. It taught me a lot about... And I saw his face. Snoring! He fell asleep! The poor precious narcoleptic thing. Is he sleeping? I can't snore for him, but I like the fact that he's snoring and then he giggles. He looks so comfortable. Has he been asleep since he put the ring on my finger? Riku, please wake up. The show's over. Riku! Aww! Look, he looks so sad. It's like he's only happy in his sleep. That's where his dreams come true. Ring. It's definitely not. Who falls asleep right after proposing? I was awake at first, but the dark room and the ambient music were just right. I haven't been getting enough sleep lately either. Is that because of the other thing you're working on? What about your health? I glanced at him and his eyelids were already drooping back to sleep. And don't worry about it. I won't miss work. Your job is important, but I'm worried about you. Huh? What? His eyes opened just a crack, and he looked at me with surprise. I thought you didn't have any interest in me. I mean, as your fiancé, of course I'd be worried. Like, we're worrying about you as a You know, you may be a dick. Sometimes. You have moments. I love him to death, but you're like, I mean, he's a little bit of a dick, not gonna lie. You know what I mean? Again, because we're at surface level. He's not opening up to us. Once he does, we'll realize that he's a soft little marshmallow. But you know, but it's like, of course I'd worry about you I'm not just your fake fiance. I care about you as a person. I'm like, unless you were like, I hate you with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns, so I don't care if your health tanks. Even if you're like, I'm kind of indifferent to you, you're like, oh, wow, I don't want that person to be sick. I don't know you, and I feel bad if somebody is, you know what I mean? Like, if somebody's sick, I don't know this person, but they have cancer. Oh man, that sucks. You know what I mean? You're not like, oh, whatever. You feel bad. You know, it's human empathy. I guess, why am I trying to human empathy to a robot? Whatever. Again, this is, okay, so before, when you called us a cheapskate, it was like, are you just that rich that you don't understand how normal people work? And we have bills to pay and money just doesn't fall out of our ass? But now I'm back to he might be a robot because he doesn't understand empathy. And that's the spirit. If you can keep that up, I'll even look forward to... Oh, if you can keep that up, I'll even look forward to you meeting my father. Well then... Riku stretched and got up from his seat. When we got what we came here for, I'll take you home. No, it's fine. I shook my head and quickly got to my feet. You seem really tired, so let's call it a day. I can get home on my own. Are you sure? I like how low maintenance you are. Riku yawned and then turned his back to me. If you were my real fiancé, I would have you come over and then you could take a nap in my bed and we'll just curl up and snuggle. No premarital congress! But that doesn't mean we can't have, a premarital Senate committee? I don't really know. I don't really know what we call that, but we could still snuggle, I guess. I had fun today. See you around. Hi. He's as laid back as ever. At first I didn't feel safe being around him, but maybe I enjoyed myself today too. That night... Aw, yeah, see, I mean, you gotta figure that's gotta cost more than $10 fucking dollars. It's just a teeny little stone, but you know what I mean? And it's just a metal band and stuff like that. So it is gonna be a little less expensive, but I mean, it's gold colored, but if it was sterling silver, it's gonna be a little bit less expensive. But even gold, I mean, maybe, I don't know, I don't wear gold. I don't have a lot of gold jewelry. I have one pair of gold hoops. That's not true. I have a couple of pieces of gold jewelry that I got as a kid. I have my opal earrings that my grandparents gave me. I think I have ones that my parents got me. Stuff like that. I had an opal ring, but I got it wet once and that stone fucking fell out because opals should never be in rings. Opals, are so fucking fragile. A necklace or earrings, but in rings, especially when you're me and you're klutzy and you smack your rings into everything, stone got lost, within a week. It was really sad. I think for the longest time my mom had the band that's just the setting, but I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, but you know what I mean? That's the only gold jewelry I ever had because I've never been into gold. I like silver jewelry or white gold. I hate gold. I don't like it. I know everybody's like, gold, it looks fancy. I think gold looks really cheap. I don't know what it is. There's something about it that just I don't know. I don't think it makes anything look super fancy. I think it looks cheaper than silver, which is weird because silver is way cheaper. But you know what I mean? I don't know. It's just personal. I don't care if I have things that are sort of gold tone or brass or whatever. But I don't purposely go out and buy gold jewelry. So I don't know how much gold shit costs, but I know sterling silver isn't that expensive. At least it never used to be. Used to be able to go and get a sterling silver ring $10-$20, sure, and then a gold ring would be $100. You know what I mean? And the tiny little stone like that could be the best quality diamond if that's a diamond in it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's tiny, it's harder to get really good quality large stones. That's why Lab created. I'm just saying. Anyway, I studied the ring in my left hand before I took it off. I don't know if I read that. Sorry. I can't lose it on accident. It's not going to fall off. It's a teeny tiny ring. It's not going to fall off your finger. But if you put it in your purse, you're more likely to lose it because it's not on your finger. Unless it's too big, it's not going to fall off your finger. I placed it in my purse and put my purse inside a pocket in my backpack. I hope Riku was able to get some good sleep. He seemed to be sleeping so comfortably in the planetarium. Or maybe he's getting deep into his own thing right now. Riku's stern expression popped into my head. I can't say I'm not worried, but I also want the best for him. That thought made me smile. Taking advantage of my cheerful mood, I went to my desk and started writing. I'm sorry, bird kisses. He's just sitting right there, primed for the kissing. It'd been a while since our fake engagement started. We'd both been busy since then, so we hadn't done anything as a couple lately. Instead, we just carried on with our hectic lives. I was working as his assistant that day, and we were in a cab on the way home from a shoot. You were very busy again today. Here's the current schedule I got from the staff. Thanks. I'd gotten used to my job, and I found myself talking more with the production staff than Riku, since he didn't have a manager. I wasn't responsible for things like schedules and pay, of course, but I proactively took on tasks as I could. Riku took the documents I held out to him, but he stopped to look at my left hand. I see you don't always wear your ring. Oh, no, I don't. I don't want to lose it, so I usually leave it in my bag. And then your bag gets... I'm just saying, it's safer on your finger. If anybody asks, just be honest and say you got it from me. Never. Well, as long as you wear it when it counts. Riku then casually changed the topic. He's a little sad about that, I think. I don't have anything for tomorrow, do I? No, you have the whole day off. You should take a break. I suppose I should. Did you have other plans? Kind of. He seemed a little excited. Curious, I looked at him to see what his expression was. Oh, he's taking us out. Is it about that thing you want to do? Not telling. How fair. Not that it matters to me. Just let me know if there's anything I can help with. And just tell me if you want me. If you ever miss hearing your sweet fiancé's voice, I'll be sure to call you. Call me only if you need my help. I made that clear to him. Riku's sudden chuckle startled me. I looked over at him and he turned to face me. Could you simmer down and stop trying to bite my headset, bird? Why are you laughing? You're just so brisk when you're not thinking about being my fiancé. Oh, I forgot. At the moment, I'm still his fiancé, too. Feeling a little awkward, I let my eyes wander. Do you miss your voice? I guess? I mean, I do. That was me giggling. I don't know. I can't giggle like Riku, but whatever. You don't need to force it. After seeing you at home, I know you're used to being on your own. You stood on your own 2 feet and made a living without relying on anybody. I respect you for that. Thank you. And sometimes you're like, is that honest? Because it feels like that's an honest moment. But he could also be full of shit because he's good at acting. So, it's really hard with him. But for now, you're not alone. And tell me if you have a problem. It could be anything, like a jar that needs opening. No, I got one of those little rubber grippy thingies. Those are amazing. I guess that happens sometimes. I do try a couple things first, though. Like warming the lid with hot water. Or you just get one of those rubber grippy thingies. They're so hard to find now, but shit, they had them back in the day, and that is just, and it's so much. I think I have one that was like my fucking great grandmother's. I mean, I have old ones. Those shit's amazing. I'm just saying. I guess you know more about it than I do. I don't think I could help after all. He's like, what is warm water? I'm just kidding. He knows that. But again. He's like, oh, there's different ways to open a jar aside from a man doing it? Wow! Misogynistic? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make Riku misogynistic even though he's a goddamn robot who also is just fucking rich and doesn't understand how normal people work. Being on my own can be a problem, too. In fact, something happened just the other day. Oh, yeah? Yep, my college has lots of different departments, and they're all in separate buildings. I don't often see people from other departments, but I happened to bump into an art student wearing overalls. I didn't realize I got paint on me until later, so I had to wash it off late at night. I was like, what does this have to do with anything? And then, okay, because I got paint on me. So, did you get it out? I did. I looked up how, and it came out perfectly. Took a lot of effort, though. Well, sure. And did your clothes get damaged? No, I looked that up, too. Well, that's a relief. Paint stains can be really stubborn. Have you had a similar experience? Yeah, for a role I played. Really? Is it for a role you played? Or do you like to paint? I don't know why you would have taken a chair apart, but he likes doing something artsy with his hands. Something, either creative or technical. Oh, I see. Apparently they're hard to remove, and they can dry up and harden. Exactly. They soak deep into the fibers. If it's bad, it's off to the cleaners with them. I'm impressed you got it out on your own. Really? Then let me know if you get any paint on you later, and I can clean it up for you. Sure. Thanks. He's gonna come over. All these overalls are covered in paint, and you're like, what? Have you looked at his ceiling? It's all artwork. I'm just kidding. After our idle chat, it was time for us to part ways. And it's funny because whatever he likes doing, there's no trace of that in his apartment. You know what I mean? Like when we went over. So it's something either that he's reading up in books, or if it is like a crafty kind of hobby, like he's really good at hiding it. He's only tinkering a little bit, you know? Just really curious to what it is. Anyway, the next day, I got Professor Asagi's permission to visit his office after his lecture to read the various resources he had stored on romance. I see. By using foreshadowing here, the plot flows naturally to the next stage. It also heightens the romantic drama. I'm gonna keep booping you on the snoot until you stop trying to bite me. Foreshadowing. A writing technique where the author mentions or alludes to something important relating to later developments. Whether the foreshadowing is noticeable or is completely overlooked comes down to the author's skill. I feel like this is just telling us that something we've seen before is foreshadowing to the end, well, obviously we know like Riku tinkering with the chair had something to do with why he doesn't want to be an actor. But now maybe he knows how, like, oh, paint's really stubborn. I learned it for a role. Did you really? Did you really? Or do you like to paint? I'm just saying. I don't trust anything that comes out of his mouth. I love him, but I'm not sure I trust him. Good romance writers really make the script come alive. In that moment... A ring message? Oh, it's from Riku. I opened the Ring app on my phone. He'd sent me a message asking me to go to the store and then meet him at a certain place. But why does he want me to meet him there? Puzzled, I cocked my head to the side, but I replied that I'd be there and left the office. We have another pretend time coming. Oh my god, it's paint. Are we going to have a painting class? I've never been inside the art department's studio. Was it Riku? Was it Riku in the overalls and we didn't recognize him? Because he walked away and he actually paints and that's his thing? Is it really? A world of chaos awaited me inside where everything was strewn far and wide. I gazed in astonishment at the sight before me. In my hand, I carried a grocery bag with bananas and milk. Why did he ask me to meet him here? Maybe he has a friend in the art department. Oh my god! I think it's so funny. He's like, oh yeah, paint's really hard to get out. Oh, it was a roll. Anyway, and then you talk about it, and then it's like foreshadowing. I mean, I guess that, but I'm really not sure, but... I sent him a quick message on Ring, but the message remained unread. It's dark, and there doesn't seem to be anyone here. Pretty sure he's not pulling a trick on me, but... Excuse me, is anyone there? Hello? Silence. Maybe no one's here. He ran to the bathroom. Huh? I think I just heard someone groaning. A ghost? Truth be told, I was afraid, but I slowly crept toward the voice. What if I find someone collapsed? I turned a corner in the lengthy corridor. There's really someone on the floor. I hurried toward the body, but the person in the overalls didn't move an inch. An ambulance! No, I have to find someone else first! Are they even breathing? I dropped my bag, crouched down, and put my hand on their shoulder. Are you alright? Can you get up? I'll call someone to help! Responding to my voice, the person slowly moved their head and torso. What a relief. They're alive, and it's Riku. Phew. I breathed a sigh of relief. Is that rustling I hear? Hey! Stop! Why are you rifling through my bag? Oh, snap out of it! Despite my best effort to stop them, they started peeling the banana and then plunged a straw into the milk. Stop that! They're for someone else! You can't have them! Sorry. Sorry? You can't just take other people's... For bumping into you the other day. Huh? Wait, the overalls. I think this might act... Wait, okay, why would Riku send us a message to come here? I really think this is Riku and we just don't realize because, like, he's got a wig or some shit on. And he probably passed out. That's what the bananas and the milk are for. He needs the potassium. I didn't realize I got paint on you. I'm just reading it normal until we know for a fact, but, like, this is sus as shit. How do you know about that? It is! Look at his hair! His hair's all in front of his eyes so no one will recognize him. I love this so much. See, I knew when we bumped into someone, I was like, is that Riku following us? But why is he wearing overalls? It never occurred to me, like, he's... And then he was like, oh, you go to the same school that Professor Isagi works at. Right. You know, and in his and now in his brain, he was probably like, shit, that's where he's studying art. I love this. What is it with blue-haired boys and art? Oh my god, you're this game's Yusuke. That explains so much. That totally explains why you don't understand how humans work. It's all the paint view. Oh my god. But I can't say I didn't see it coming. When he mentioned, like, oh, paint's really hard to get out. Oh, it's for a roll. Bullshit, I'm starting to think. Why were you taking the chair apart? Were you just taking the chair apart because you were like, this way I can understand when I paint the chair? Is it some kind of, like, Or do you sculpt, maybe? No, you paint, and you have paint all over you. I'm not really sure what the chair ties into this, but still. I gulped nervously as they slowly lumbered to their feet. You haven't noticed yet. Oh, wait, I think I've heard this voice before. It's me. He pulled his mask off and pushed his bangs up. I could finally see his face. Rico? I love this. Yeah. Exhausted, he let go of his bangs and started sucking on the straw in his milk. The hair is killing me. He's a little puffball. This is like Joker from Persona 5 hair going on our Yusuke boy now. That so explains why he's a robot. I'm just starting to think now that all the robotic ones are artsy because, like, they just don't understand how to deal with normal human beings. I don't know. I mean, okay, I got 2 examples of blue-haired boys being, like, artsy weirdos. That's, Riku's a little bit better at pretending because he's an actor, but still in reality has no idea how to human, and I love this so much. Wait, so, Riku, what are you doing at this college? As you can see, I was working. Working? I looked around and saw a drill, a saw, brushes, and buckets. There were other art supplies scattered all over the floor, too. Okay. Maybe he's making props for a play, because there's like a tree, but like, and then I'm like, you can't possibly be like, I don't want to be an actor, I want to be a janitor or a handyman, but maybe that's it. Maybe he's like, no, I just like fixing shit. So like I work at the college and I fix shit. I'm just the handyman around campus. But I'm wondering, I kind of thought maybe with taking the chair apart, it's either you really want to be a handyman so you're working at the college part-time, or you're in the art department doing it because you like building sets and stuff. You know what I mean? Other art supplies scattered all over the floor makes it seem more like you're building props and stuff. It's a big, partly finished picture. Riku, did you make this piece of art? What is it a picture of? I did. It's a set, a stage background. Okay. See that? And that goes back to when he was taking the chair apart, I was like, maybe he wants to get into like props and stuff like that and doing like, and that's why he was taking apart the props. You know what I mean? Like, even though I feel like you would just get a chair as a prop, you wouldn't make it. But you know what I mean? Like, that was my thought. And then the paint, I'm like, he wants to paint, but what does that have to do with the chair? So, okay, we're right back to the original thought, which they foreshadowed in the beginning of the game. So, here you go. Stage art. I repeated those words in my mind as I looked at Riku's face, but I couldn't tell how he was feeling. I like how he muscles his hair and his bangs are in his face so that nobody will recognize him. Like, just put some glasses on. Is this what you want to do? Yeah, I want to be a set designer. That's so adorable. I love it so much. Like, it's not like, oh, that's adorable. Set designing's adorable. But I just mean, like, I love the fact that he just likes working and putting things together and creating things. Like he likes that aspect of it. It's adorable. So that's what this is about. And when you say you've been studying as a student at this college? I haven't made it public, though. I never realized we went to the same college. I became interested in set design in high school and have been preparing to enroll here since then, but my father was opposed to it. Eventually, he let me do this on the condition I keep acting, and I enrolled 2 years late. Oh. Yeah, but the shoots kept me from getting enough credits, and now I'm in my 5th year as an art student. That actually makes a lot of sense because, art students just keep going. I'm just kidding, not all the time. But I mean, yeah, I've been here about 10 years. Makes sense. I'm not surprised. It's amazing you're still attending college with the schedule you already have. But once I graduate, I'm sure he's going to force me to focus on acting. I want to do something about that before it happens. So that's why you went to such lengths to get me involved? Right. I knew I went too far, but I don't have time to wait. He said he got sick of waiting, but in reality, he was running out of time. This is so sweet because, like, he was just, like, totally, like, stick up his ass, hiding behind everything, and now he's like, all right, now that we've kind of bonded a teeny bit, and like you're pretending to be my fiance and you're the only person I trust because I told you there's something else I want to do. I opened that little tiny crack. Now it's like, all right, I just got to admit everything. That's adorable. You trust me. This is cute. We're bonding. You could have told me this from the start. Yeah, honestly, I didn't plan on telling you this much about it. Riku looked down, his soft hair falling on his face. But at the planetarium, you said you were rooting for me. I was on my own for so long, and for the first time, someone was on my side. Like someone had my back for once. Oh! Just pet his little moppy hair. It was a really nice feeling. Riku... His emotions peeked out between the strands of his long hair. His smile was like nothing he'd shown me before. It was kind and radiated warmth. But why were you collapsed in here? You really surprised me. Oh, that. I got so focused on work that I forgot to eat. I just ran out of fuel. Ran out of fuel? Forget milk and bananas. You need a proper meal. And don't be ridiculous. The milk and bananas are full of nutrients, and I can eat and drink them one-handed. This is back to the whole, I got juice, doesn't that count? I told you to make a salad! Same thing. And there's no better food for when you're at work. Well, you should have at least gone shopping before you collapsed, or gotten someone from class to help you. Well, they talk to me sometimes, but I can't hang out with them because of my acting job. It's better that way, though. I'm glad you go to the same university as me. Thanks. Look at his happy little Muppet face. Adorable. I'm happy to help, but between this new revelation and my concern for him, I was speechless. Riku, on the other hand, offered me a banana. Want one? It's good. Nah, I hate bananas. No thanks. And really, I can get you something more to eat. You might collapse again with just that. Riku stopped peeling his banana. He blinked and looked into my face. I'll spoon feed it to you if I have to. What is it? You're giving me a weird look. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how you're worried for me. Of course I am. I am your fiancé, after all. You were a lot more aloof before. Looks like you're really getting into the role now. Also, you opened up to me, so I feel like there's a friendly bond here. Was I really like that? Yep. When I went to your place, you told me to stay away. That hurt. It was your fault for saying something so strange. What did I say? Something about whatever lovers do. Huh. And did that get you hot and bothered? Me a little bit, yeah. You might be used to these sorts of things, but I'm definitely not. That's why I can't even write a script about love. It's not like I'm used to it either. But I agree, and that's a problem. His tone suddenly turned serious, and my mouth snapped shut. We're supposed to be engaged, but you overreact to every little thing. That'll expose our act immediately. Oof. You're right. I'm sorry. I knew from the start that you hadn't had any experience before, but we'll need to get you acclimated before you meet my father. Acclimated? What are you gonna do to me? I mean, I would be a little concerned. It's Riku and he's a robot. I instinctively shrank back, and Riku sighed. That's the problem. You're too guarded, and calling things off at the drop of a hat. And no couple has a strict no-touch policy. You have a point. But how am I supposed to get used to being around you? Let's see. Riku thought for a moment and then started nodding. I'll do things to make you embarrassed and put you on edge, and you'll have to try and not overreact to it. How does that sound? So, basically, I just have to ignore you without getting flustered. Well, it might look more natural if you blushed a little bit. I get it. You're right. He'd realize instantly if I met him like this. Okay, I agree to play your fiancé, and I'll play it to the best of my abilities. As I pumped my fist, I saw his lips curl into a smile. I like that about you. Okay, to kick things off, why don't we start after I'm done with this? Yes, please. Good. I'll let you know when I'm done. Until then... Oh, May I stay here until you're finished? Here? Yes. I don't mind, but I won't be talking and you'll be alone. That's fine. I just want to watch you work. Huh. This sounds like you're really diving deep into the role. Riku laughed and returned to his canvas. He picked up a huge brush and got to work without a word. Back at the camp, I remember him fixing a chair on set. At first I thought he did DIY as a hobby, but it turns out that it's more than just a hobby. Riku's various hums and mumblings seemed loud in the dim, empty studio. Sometimes his hands would stop, but after a brief pause they would start moving again. Phew. Look at this! Why in the world, when Otome characters wear fucking overalls, is it always off a shoulder? What kind of impy level shit is this? I couldn't help but smile as he casually wiped the sweat from his forehead. This is what he looks like when he's really focused. His face didn't have that sparkly glamour he presented on TV. He exuded a sense of excitement that even I could feel when I looked at him. I like the fact that he doesn't just go to class normally, he has to put his hair in front of his eyes so no one will recognize him. He must really love doing this. He's like a little kid. I gotta say, it's incredible that he can do all this. DIY, workshopping, and painting too. The sight of him single-mindedly wielding his brush was far from the princely visage he was known for. His hair was unkempt and his overalls were covered in paint. He'd been so focused that he'd even forgotten to eat until he collapsed. Despite all that, I might like him better this way. That thought crossed my mind as I absently watched him work. Wait just a moment. Come on, girl, get it together! The more I looked at him, the messier his hair got. He looked more a sad loner, honestly. A normal woman would probably prefer a shiny Prince Charming, right? Nah, we like the aloof, weird, artsy ones. Oh no. Were my preferences out of whack? I like that. Are my preferences out of whack? No, it's just this is Riku. Yeah, he's messy and whatever, but this is him being real. This is the real Riku, not a fake one. You know what I mean? Like, the princely persona is nice, and it seems wonderful, but you gotta wonder, and you meeting Riku, you're like, oh, he seems kind of cool. But the way you got to know him, it wasn't just, oh, he's a celebrity. You were seeing how that princely persona was basically bullshit, and he was kind of cold and aloof, and you could see that the smile didn't go to his eye. You know what I mean? So, like, everyone else is, like, bamboozled by the way he acts, but you were spending time with him enough to know, well, it's all an act. It's not real. So, of course you like him more when he's being genuine. Even if you're like, oh my god, he's covered in paint and he's all messy hair and everything. I'm like, that's not what it is. You like him better like this because the vibe he's giving off isn't that cold, aloof robot that he was giving you with a fake smile and the fake Prince Charming shit. He's genuinely happy in his element, and he's just exuding that. You know what I mean? So of course you'd like him that way. Anyway, we'll stop here, and we'll continue next time. So yeah, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to see more.